What's up everyone, it's Business here and welcome to the Sweet Sound Sunday. And in today's video we're going to be doing this sound that you just heard a moment ago. And we're going to be using Pigments, Arturia's Pigments, which is really lovely. I love Pigments. So yeah, what is it going to be? It's going to be like a drone sound, a little bit longer, a little bit cinematic with some creepy and distant noises with some birds and insects texture. Yeah, you're going to love it. And it's actually really simple to make. So let's jump right in. Let's go. So let's start with resetting the template. So we're going to go here. We're going to go to the template and we're going to go to a granular pad template. Yeah, let's do it like that. That's not what we want, basically. So let's design some samples first. So we're just going to leave the engine one as a sample. We're going to change the sample to something from Pigments 4, which is called Balinese Long Note. Okay, sounds nice. I like it. Then we're going to go straight to sample number 2 and we're going to turn it on. We're going to change it to Pigments 4, Fujara C3 or Fujara. How would you pronounce it? Anyway, and let's turn the granular on. Let's set the start somewhere in the middle. Okay, let's change the density now to Hertz. Let's change time. And let's randomize things a little bit. So we go direction forwards and backwards. Okay, now it sounds nice. And let's go down an octave on the sample number 1 and let's detune them slightly. Okay, perfect. Let's leave everything as it is now. I kind of like it. And then let's go to utility engine and we're gonna turn it on. We will use a sub oscillator. So let's leave the third one as it is. Let's listen to it now. Okay, cool. But we're gonna add some textures like a birds or some natural textures. So we can be then modifying amount of them later on. So let's go to this selection here. Let's go to natural and let's choose birds. Let's listen to it now. Very loud. Let's put them in the background a tiny bit. Okay, that's there now. Perfect. Now this one will be something different. Let's go to texture, bit crushed insects, which is kind of cool, but let's bring them to the background as well. Okay, it's important not to switch this on because the pitch will then change according to what you press on the keyboard. Let's leave it like that at the moment. And let's design a filter because this one's a little bit too open. Let's go to matrix 12. Let's go down on the cutoff. Let's add a little bit of resonance. Okay, perfect. Let's detune the sub oscillator a tiny bit. Okay, now it is very nice, but it's very static. So let's do something about it. Let's design the LFO. So let's go to LFO number 1, change it to Hertz. So the frequency, and then let's go to the really, really slow values. You can see the dot here, how it moves. Let's do the same here. I like to set 3 LFOs and really then slap them on the random parameters. So let's go with the third one, very slow. And what else? I have a really nice trick that I like to randomize it even more. So let's move this rate with LFO number 2 and move this rate to LFO number 3. So we're going to grab an LFO number 3 like that and assign it to the rate here. But let's just change it so it's very slight difference. And let's do the same with LFO 2. Just tap it here. And it's going to change in the speed, but very, very gently. Okay, and now we have these samples here. We can randomize or like put LFO on the start of the sample. Let's do this now. So it's going to move a little bit. Let's do the same, but with a different LFO on the sample number 2. This can move a little bit faster. And let's also slap this on the cutoff frequency. And different one on the resonance, so they are flying and changing and chasing each other. I like how it changes. Maybe more on the resonance. So it's gonna add a little bit of this texture. Okay, perfect. Now what else can we do? We can do the same with the output of the oscillator number 3, so the sub oscillator. Let's assign this one here. And the same with the birds and this bit crushed insects. But what reminds me about whenever I press the key, the LFOs reset. So let's change it now. Let's go here and go here to the free running LFOs, and then they will never retrigger, which is really cool. So each time we press the key, the sound will be slightly different, but very slightly. Okay, now, do we need a filter number 2? We might need, we can try to put some performance filter, like a very delicate, and then and also let's put LFO on one of the frequencies, but just a tiny bit, so it's changing something. And now it sounds really nice already, but it's nothing without the effects. So let's go to the effects section and let's design this and that here. So first, we will not need a delay here. We will need to destroy the sound a little bit. And let's go to the distortion. Let's change the type to, let's say, tape. And let's listen to it now. Okay, we have this little, like a feedback distortion, which is really nice. And it's floating from left to right ear, really nice. Okay, cool. Reverb, yeah, we can use the reverb. Let's add it. We're going to spread the sound as much as possible. But let's do an experiment now. Let's change the order of these two. So let's put reverb first and then distortion. Let's see how it works now. Okay, let's leave it like that, and then let's add another shimmer delay. And this is actually really cool because it adds this shimmer on top, but we want to change it slightly so it doesn't add the higher frequencies, it will add a little bit lower frequencies, but tiny bit lower, so it adds this little unsettlement and this like kind of uncertainty in the sound, makes it a really bit creepy a little bit. So I went down on the pitch shift wheel just a tad, just a tiny bit. Let's go like here and listen to it now. So it is a little bit scary now. We can play with the dry wet knob to make it more prominent or less prominent. But yeah, well, I like this amount here. And well, basically, yeah, what we can add effects B section. Let's add a little bit more of the distortion just to break it even more. And then something part like germanium. Let's listen to it now. Okay, but we will modify that with a mode wheel, so let's leave it for now. Then let's add another reverb. Change it to, let's say, cathedral. The really long decay. So basically did reverb, distortion, reverb, but it sounds nice. So okay, we have these LFOs assigned. Let's assign them a little bit more to these parameters here. So let's go just really kind of random. Let's see what we end up with. So this, and then that's the reverb. Is it too much? No, it's fine. LFO here to the drive, but not that much, just a tiny bit. Then the same here. We're gonna add this here. Okay. And now let's design what the mod wheel is gonna do. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to the synth tab. So I want the mod wheel to open up the sound a little bit. So let's modify the cutoff. So let's grab this here, add it to the cutoff. Let's do the same with the resonance. So it's going to add a resonance now. I'm playing with the mod wheel. You can see it here because you can't see my keyboard here. You can see here when I add the mod wheel, what is it actually doing now? Okay, cool, but it doesn't change much now. Let's go to the engine number 3. Let's add the mod wheel on the output of the oscillator number 3. And let's add a little bit more of the birds. Let's add a little bit of the insects too. Okay, let's play with it now. Okay, it's changing the sound a little bit. But now let's go to the effects, and we've designed this distortion on the FXB rack just to be actually destroying sound a little more. So let's add a mode wheel here and mode wheel here, and let's listen to it now. Okay, we have this little feedback distortion, which is really nice, and we can, as I say, spread the sound a little bit more. I don't know if that's a proper word, with the reverb. Okay, cool. Like it. Now what we can do, we can then think about the macros. So let's say the macro one, we want to add more of the nature sounds, but take out of the regular samples. So let's grab macro one on the volume of the sample number one, and let's go here on the minus. The same with the sample number two. Let's grab it here. Let's go here on the minus, even like that, even quite a lot. Let's go back here. Not like that, quite a lot. And then go to delete engine and just add the macro one to these insects here. Not that much. They are very, well, not here, sorry. I wanted to add it here. The same with the birds. We can add more birds than the insects because they're kind of very, very loud in general. Let's listen to it now and play with the macro. Boy, this is cool, but we don't hear the birds too much. Okay, now we have it. Okay, now that's a little bit too much because we have something else. Oh, what's happening in the background? This is actually really cool. And we're bringing back this, the samples and the mod wheel. Well, let's call the macro one nature because it's going to add some more nature. And well, we don't need to do anything macro number two. We can bring the balance. We can change the balance. Okay, let's do it now. So let's grab a macro number two to the volume of the sample one. And let's go like minus 40. And let's do the same with the sample one, but let's add on plus 40. So if you'll keep the macro in the center like that, it's gonna play what it used to play before. So 0.5, okay. And then we can change the balance. Let's add more nature, mod wheel. And the last thing we need to design is the envelope. So the amp envelope will basically raise the volume straight away when I press the key really fast in 1 millisecond. So it is here on top, and then it's gonna release it a little bit slower. So we wanted to attack it really slow because it's a pad, like a granular pad. So let's go even to, let's say, like 4 or 5 seconds. Let's see now, for 5.5 seconds. Is it? Yeah. And the same with the release, can be like, let's say 3 seconds or something like that. Sustain can be a little bit lower. This can be like even 7 seconds. That's the sound done. Okay, so how did you like the sound? I think it's really nice and cool and creepy, and it can be really useful in some textures and some scores. And now if you want to add a little like a strong and distorted bass to it, so they kind of interchange in between each other, you can just check my tutorial here in this video as I make this really cool Pigments distorted bass. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content in sound design. And well, I guess that's it from me for today. Cheers!